Crop Talk on Market Journal is supported by Nebraska's soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Finally, today we're going to be talking about a significant trend we're seeing. 2024 marked the third consecutive year of increasing rates for market value of agricultural land in Nebraska. According to the University of Nebraska Lincoln's 2024 Nebraska Farm Real Estate Report, the now average value for ag land in the state climbed to more than $4,000 per acre. Joining us this week to discuss these values and the trends driving the increases is Nebraska Extension agricultural economist Jim Jansen. All right, we look at the 2024 figures. We're up another 5%, but you really got to look back on the past couple of years to tell the full picture here, don't we?
Right. Since the outbreak of COVID-19, we've had a very dynamic period in the farm real estate markets. Some say we might be at some degree of an inflection point, without a doubt, based on the survey results we've seen in the last couple of months here. The farm real estate market has been slowing down. We're still seeing an increase. 5% is definitely an increase, but we're seeing a period in time here where things are more moderated than what they were in the last 2 years. And some of the factors that have been reported to us have been those people that are looking to expand farms, the use of the 1031 tax exchange, higher livestock prices, somewhat limited high quality land sales. The volume of land sales may be slowing to some degree as well. And that would be expected given that we've seen a very high number of sales in recent years. Just with the higher prices, people are kind of reshuffling their things and looking at opportunities to capitalize on the higher prices. Livestock prices are much higher now, and at least the expectation for this fall is to be higher. And those are some of the major factors that have been somewhat bidded in to the market value of land across Nebraska here.
As part of your report, you do a statewide average of the price of ag land, and then you also break it out geographically. Let's talk about the state level, though. Where do we sit here, 2024?
Yeah, so we're up about 5% year over year. I believe the statewide all ag land value, which is an average across the different types of land we have reported in the survey, I believe the average came out to about $4,015 an acre or thereabouts. And the major land classes that were kind of dragging that average up a little bit higher, more so than the other ones, were the grazing land classes. Grazing land, tillable and non-tillable, hayland. That would be expected given the higher profitability we have in the livestock sector. Some of the things noted across the state that might be weighing down on the market, or some factors that might be guiding us into the future. Overall net farm income for the state of Nebraska, the expectations, while they're still fairly high, are much more moderated than they were compared to, let's say, last year. And also interest rates, whether it's interest rates for somebody that's renting land if they have to borrow money to make the cash rental rate payment, or interest rates in terms of financing a long-term loan contract. Those are definitely factors or features that are impacting the farm real estate market across Nebraska.
Talk about the different classes of land that saw some increases, but geographically speaking, did you see any notable things that jumped out to you this year as you look at those different breakdowns of the state?
Overall, we're up. We are seeing some pockets, in the northwest and southwest Nebraska. There were a few different land classes where we've seen some slippage, down a few percent. Overall, though, I would say across the state, we're seeing a situation where the prices are much more single-digit changes, whether up a little bit or down a little bit. In recent years, it had been up considerably, 30% over the last 2 years prior to this survey. So seeing a gradual change is what we like to see in the land market. Says land composes a very large portion of the balance sheet of many operations across the state.
Cash rental rates, that's something else you track year to year. What do you see this year?
So for the cash rents this year, we'll broadly group them into two categories. Let's say cropland. So cropland would include either irrigated and dry land cropland, and then grazing land, whether it's grazing land by the acre, cow-calf pair per month, things of that nature. Overall, cropland rates were mixed. Some areas were up slightly, some areas were down. Grazing land, whether they're by the acre or the cow-calf pair, we tended to see those trending up a little bit. I think the expectation, at least on the livestock side, our prices appear, I know there's been some changes this week, but prices for cow-calf pairs appear to be fairly strong, and the expectation appears to be fairly strong. The mixed results on the cropland side are probably attributed to lower expectations for the major commodities, corn, soybeans, wheat, whatever we might be raising across the state here.
All right, if people want to see this full report, you've got it online. What's the best website to do so?
Yeah, the website is cap.unl.edu/real estate.
It's always a fascinating report, so I appreciate you joining us here on Market Journal to break it down. Thanks for the time, Jim.
Thanks for having me.